We could have a horror movie out here.
Mm-hmm.
We could do it after who's the guy with the hook arm?
Off McSwain? Or
No, there's a real man in Headland.
Here,
he would chase people around the feed store.
was it the man who had he used to ride the bicycle and had the old television?
Yes, he looked like, to me, he looked like Freddy Krueger.
Apparently he had been injured in one of the wars.
Well, I thought he was dynamite. He said I was out fishing and threw some dynamite down in the water, is what he said. But he would chase people with that hook. Come on, Natalie. Be careful. Natalie, I thought that you'd be out here.
Me personally. So
You think we could call Jeff and see get him out here to cut this grass?
Yes, I don't have a mower, so I'm not going to save it. I'm not going to volunteer for the job.
Yeah, so that little office. Some of this is, I'd say, would you say this qualifies as crumbling infrastructure, or?
When you worked at South Allen, this is what I can say about the band. Do you remember a guy named Anthony Hand? And his family basically...
Okay, be careful. There could be an old well out here somewhere.
Started AmSouth. And we used to make our class floats for the Headland Homecoming Parade. The time we were in the 9th grade. Now, one year when we were...
Oh, Natalie, this would be great for a remake of the movie Carrie. No. I am calling. I've got the perfect thing. I'm calling Hollywood. This would be the perfect. If you want to blow up something, implode it.
Well, I had always thought that, you know how Sloss Furnace is
in Birmingham? Yeah.
I had always thought that this could be an interesting. If you cleared this out and did like an amphitheater, I don't know what we would have a use for unless it was events or weddings, and there's not a lot of.
What if we could stage?
Kind of the way they've done Bama Jam on a much smaller scale.
What if we could stage wrestling events out here? Or
always a thought.
That could go over Wiregrass Wrestling. We could.
Do you remember when they used to
come to the school? Do you remember that?
You know, they would pay. You would win $100 if you could wrestle the bear.
Natalie, be careful. There could be a nail that could go right through your shoe.
I don't know that I'm going to go through because with my legs up and down.
Can I get you quickly on video just to, Natalie? This is where you spread your wings out here, right? Oh, this is where you learned and blossomed, and you grew up in Headland, and.
I don't know about the Espy Fertilizer company plant, but I have memories of us when we were in high school. We would build our class floats out here, and they would, put the trailers in.
See, Natalie, this all gets back to the movie Carrie.
In our freshman year,
high school, doing things around proms, floats.
Well, and this was homecoming, and we'd take chicken wire. We'd take a trailer, and of course we'd take chicken wire and we'd stuff it with all kinds of things, not necessarily paper, but like tissue paper, and we'd spray paint it. Our colors were blue and gold, and we'd have the big floats here. And the first year, and I don't remember who we were playing, but we were 9th graders, and we put a player, like we put somebody's Pee-wee jersey up on a stick and what have you, and then built the ram in front of it. And I don't remember if we were kicking a jacket or, Ashford or as a cheerleader.
Or having Craig Purvis headbutt a 2x4.
We would rock
Natalie,
rebels.
what if Jeff tricked us and he actually was crawling along up there?
I have never been up there. I'm sure J.C. McNeely and maybe even Larry Hicks. I'm sure there's some people who have.
Natalie, now I know what happened when that plane went down over Dothan. They were looking for some seats. Look, one ended up right here. Look. What is going on? And the tornado that hit the Headland Library. There's a bookshelf right there.
Now we used to have, and one of the things that got stolen, because I owned it, was
This is an interesting site, Natalie. Through here, the cemetery.
Yes, and we have a lot of bands and are very, very involved.
That's right.
Espy behind there, but that is part of the Espy. I believe her married into the Espy family and someone that I don't know, but they do
Well, next time, instead of having Uncle Jim do the tour, you're much more informative. All he did was out there just was joking around, and you're much more, you have more details.
You know, I enjoyed always, I love history and English and what have you, and I loved hearing Dee Dee talk about everything. That was something that I have always enjoyed. So a lot of, and I know a lot of random facts, maybe not so much historical.
Well, give us some random facts about this place.
You know, actually, Alan, I'm trying to think. My dad would be the best person to be able to give you actual information because he ran it.
I want to give you a true and false question then.
I'm
going to give you a true and false question to see if you know any history about this place. The fertilizer 10-10-10 was made here, correct? True or false?
Actually, Cock of the Walk fertilizer was made here. 10-10-10, 30-30-30, and other things were products of other people. They were Tri-State Plant Food or somebody else like that, I believe. But our brand of fertilizer was Cock of the Walk.
Okay.
And the mascot was a rooster.
That's right. Or you really would say a cock. A cock. Right.
Now, Jeff McClendon, here's a funny
no, Jeff's not involved with anything funny.
The year that he
that's where Jeff spent a lot of time in that little room right there. He would get in trouble when he worked here.
We would have to work in the summers. I worked at the mercantile, and Alan and Jeff would either do the feed and seed store or the fertilizer plant. And Jeff was working at the feed store. And my dad, something had happened here, and he needed to meet Larry Hicks and Mose or whoever, Willie Cook, a group over here, and needed to get Jeff to, my dad was going to drive the forklift, and Jeff was going to take my dad's truck or something like that. And Daddy said, well, I'll meet you at the fertilizer plant. And my dad was driving a forklift, I believe. Now, I don't know the whole details to the story, but whatever the reason is, my dad beat Jeff here. And
that could be taken a different way. He beat him here?
No. He met my dad.
Because that could be taken another way. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm joking with Jeff.
It took took less time for my dad to get here or whatever it was, but Jeff did not know where the fertilizer plant was. The long and the short of it was,
a big town, Natalie.
Was that he came back in and said, now where's the fertilizer plant?
Well, Jeff needed MapQuest.
But I also have a funny, when we were out at, and there were not, Valerie has a lot of Lake Espy tales.
There are a lot of tales, all right. Apparently there's someone going in and out there with the key now. I'm pinning that one on Jeff.
And your dad asked if it was Valerie and her friends, because he and my dad caught Valerie and her friends out there one night at when they were in college. But Jeff McClendon was out there one night, and it was a homecoming night. And had it not been for Nat coming up unexpectedly, we only had keys to the gate, though we didn't actually have keys to the cabin. But Jeff had locked himself in. he and his vehicle.
Well, yeah. Well, that's why I was a little smarter than Jeff. I always had one of those chain busting kind of thing. You know, the things you can do. We were always prepared for that. Jeff just wasn't.
Exactly.
Natalie, think about this. Headland graduation. We could go back in the 80s, 89. We could do a Carrie remake. We got to find a Carrie from our class. That would be the stage. You can put the pig's blood up there. I would be the teacher that was a good person trying to help Carrie, that finally didn't escape. Carrie punished everybody. But imagine this could be Headland's
There could be a lot, in my opinion. I think Willie Ray Killingsworth, and the information that I do know about him that was factual, and he drove a bus, Cade, a school bus, but he also worked, store. That was
He was our Donald Trump. We were the apprentice. You say apprentices? Is that how you say it? I put that on my resume, Natalie. I've got that on my resume. Do not make fun of that.
In all honesty, no, nothing bad. I worked at the Mercantile. We all worked
but
here.
we learned. Jeff and I talk about that. If you can, open up the cigar box and put those receipts in there, you've done something.
Exactly. There were some great memories. The Miss Trammell song was actually created at the FCC
Well, Natalie,
store by Mark.
Well, and that the Miss Trammell song would have to be part of the. I know she wouldn't be a good Carrie character because you have to have a student, but if we could somehow incorporate the singing as a teasing sort of lead up to Carrie.
And we could also have it as with bullying being such a big topic right now.
Do you think, that's right, do you think Granddad Major could have envisioned that there would have been something called a telephone tower, wireless tower over here with phones where you could just, would that be?
No, but well, I think he probably did envision it because he would always say that he hated the telephone and he hated technology. And he said, the more it changes, the less I want to know. And he said, and I hope that I'm dead and gone when it happens. And he definitely was.
So what are you trying to say? He would be disappointed with the blog? Come on, Natalie.
No, not at all.
Oh,
I don't think
look
he'd be disappointed with the blog at all. Not the blog.
All right, Natalie.
Or any of us.
Over there, now this is, if you were going to, and Waddy would know something like this, but if you were going to conceal a body, if you had a crime, you committed the worst crime out here next to the Carrie stage, and you needed some ammonia to sort of cover up and to put a body, you could probably get it out of that shed. Remember that?
Yes,
and it really,
certainly.
The ammonia nitrate.
You certainly could, and there are a lot of things that we probably could have. There may still be some things that it was always a joke. They used to have inspectors come out every year because Agent Orange used to be in some of the warehouses. I think they were in the ones at the behind the Mercantile building. And
that's right.
We were not really supposed
Our
to
family's
tell.
responsible for killing all those Vietnamese.
No,
I can't believe.
No idea what could be in here.
Let's see what's inside.
I have never been privy to this part of the Espy Fertilizer Company.
Heavy? Do you need help?
It is heavy. Look who's still around.
I've been here. This is where I've gotten my education. Some people have been locked in closets. Some people have been, put in an attic or basement and kept there. I was kept here all my life. But these clothes have held up pretty well, right? From the 80s to now.
You look so clean.
Did you start that brand a long time ago?
And here you could I had a lot of time to think. And I was able to do it. And there's a few old Espy Mercantile employees that were running the old spin. Come on in here, Natalie. Be careful.
Okay. Well, it looks like some of this stuff.
Yeah, that desk was moved.
This was something that came from that fence at Valor. That it's not there anymore, but when my dad built that around the pool, he used this lattice work, and he must have just stored some leftovers.
Now, what if we actually did it?
That may have come out of these.
There was someone like from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre had been living in here.
Gosh, you don't know. There could be.
Really scary back in here.
Yes,
Now, where's the light switch?
Well, Alan, I've never been in here before that I'm aware of.
Oh,
Listen, this area, can you imagine if someone happened to be living in here? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface was his name. Leatherface, if he'd been making this his home for years. Scary.
I don't want anyone.
All right, so we need to exit carefully. But pretty much, now that we can start a game, and those are the highest. Put her high heels on video. My goodness, I thought Natalie was up at 6 feet tall.
5'1".
Oh, gotta be careful.
And then go.
I have to check my facts on that Jeff McClendon story about not. Goodness gracious.
Okay, an old employee still working here. Natalie, go ahead and get on. I want to see how much you weigh, okay?
Don't tell me it's a ton.
No. It may be half a ton. Natalie, I hate to say it, but the name of the scales?
What?
Hoe. H-O-W-E. So we got cock of the walk fertilizer and a hoe.
And a hoe.
Over here. Okay.
Well, no wonder your education is
That's right. Okay.
lacking in some way.
Natalie, I think I got the proper weight on here. It looks like
16 tons.
no,
What do you get?
Listen, not a pound over 90.
Woo! My shoes may weigh more than that. Oh.
Okay, that was fun.